Something big is happening in the motorhome industry, and almost nobody's talking about it.
Total RV shipments in May were the biggest on record, up 11.8% year over year.
Millions of like-new motorhomes are being quietly dumped at auctions, slashed, and liquidated across America. Dealers are desperate, banks are tightening, and owners are watching their investment vanish before their eyes. It's the fallout of a massive oversupply that insiders tried to bury. But now the truth's leaking out, and it's ugly. Before you buy or sell a motorhome, you need to understand how deep this collapse really goes. So keep watching. It started quietly, then hit like a freight train. Across America, rows of nearly new motorhomes now sit under auction lights, their windshields glowing with discount tags no one expected to see. Dealers who once bragged about wait lists are now slashing prices just to clear the lots. Industry data confirms what the eye already knows. In 2025, almost 3 million like-new motorhomes have flooded the market. These aren't old rigs or repos from the last downturn. They're recent year models, some with under 2,000 miles, dumped at wholesale prices. The reason? Production never slowed after the pandemic boom, even as buyers vanished when loan rates climbed and fuel costs bit back. For owners, that oversupply means resale values collapsing by 15 to 35% in a single season. A coach once worth $120,000 now clears barely $80,000. The question isn't if the market rebounds, it's who caused the flood. But this flood wasn't an accident. Someone opened the gates. The pandemic mirage. During the lockdown years, factories couldn't build fast enough. Between 2020 and 2021, shipments jumped more than 11% year over year, a record pace the industry treated as permanent. Families flush with stimulus checks and craving escape lined up for anything on wheels. Manufacturers expanded lines, suppliers borrowed, and dealers signed multi-year purchase contracts, assuming freedom on the road was a forever trend. For a brief moment, it looked like the golden age of mobility had returned. But the boom was built on borrowed demand. As inflation surged and rates climbed, the same buyers who once paid over sticker couldn't even afford gas or storage. By 2025, the mirage cleared, factory lots overflowed, and brand new units sat beside two-year-old trade-ins, identical except for the price drop. That $140,000 coach from 2021 now clears $95,000 on the resale block, if it sells at all. The story everyone missed is simple. The market wasn't driven by adventure. It was driven by stimulus, and stimulus doesn't last. Factories chased the boom, but dealers are paying the hangover. If you've seen prices crash in your area or spotted any local dealers slashing inventory, drop a comment below and share what's happening. Every story helps us track this meltdown in real time. And don't forget to hit that like button if you're seeing the same chaos where you live. The floor plan trap. Every dealership runs on a system most buyers never see: floor plan credit. It's the loan that finances every shiny motorhome sitting on display. In good times, it feels invisible. The bank fronts the cost. The dealer pays interest only while it sits, and a quick sale wipes the slate clean. But when sales slow, that invisible interest starts to choke. A leaked memo from a Midwestern dealer chain revealed interest expenses tripling since last year as the Federal Reserve held rates high. Each unsold rig becomes a ticking meter, adding hundreds of dollars in daily cost before a single sale happens. To stay afloat, managers now sell below cost, hoping to free cash before lenders call for curtailments. Those price cuts aren't generosity, they're survival. For the buyer, that pressure creates opportunity, but it also signals risk. A dealer desperate for liquidity might skip inspections or hide floor damage just to move units faster. Cheap can become costly when panic sets the price. When cash dries up, desperation rolls straight into the auction lanes. The auction reckoning. At regional auctions from Indiana to Florida, you can see the truth of the market under harsh fluorescent light. Long rows of nearly new coaches wait their turn as auctioneers chant through endless VIN numbers. Last summer, a 2023 Class C that retailed for $125,000 now struggles to break 80. Screenshots from Mannheim listings show similar rigs selling 30 to 40% under book value and still going unsold when reserves stay high. Dealers attend not to buy, but to dump, raising quick cash to cover those floor plan loans. Forget the sticker. The auction lane sets the bottom line. Yet beneath that bargain surface lies danger. Many of these units were repossessed or weather damaged, scrubbed clean, and relisted as like new. The untrained eye won't spot it until the first leak or electrical fault appears. So, while prices tempt, proof protects. The smart move isn't rushing to bid, it's learning what you're truly buying. But some of those shiny bargains are hiding damage you can't smell. City slide, country crunch. The slowdown started where the lights never dim, in the cities. Showrooms that once buzzed with weekend crowds now echo with silence. Dealers in states like Florida and Texas report sales down nearly 40% from last spring. Online listings have doubled, with hundreds of nearly new motorhomes sitting at half their original asking price. In Indiana, where many small-town dealerships relied on steady traffic from nearby metros, the phones have stopped ringing. The urban buyer, squeezed by rent hikes and higher insurance rates, has stepped away entirely. Discounts that once sparked bidding wars now draw shrugs. Out in rural counties, the decline took longer to arrive. Farmers and retirees still see mobility as security, not luxury. But even they can't escape the math. Fuel costs, insurance premiums, and new lending requirements have pushed monthly payments far beyond reach. As the cities stall and the countryside cracks, the pricing gap between regions is shrinking fast. The collapse has found its rhythm, and it's heading north. Follow the slowdown north. It ends at the factory gates. Factory silence. In northern Indiana, once the heartbeat of motorhome manufacturing, the hum of assembly lines has fallen quiet. A few years ago, you could hear drills and welders from the parking lot, workers swapping shifts with thermoses in hand. Today, those gates stay locked half the week. A recent WARN notice confirmed hundreds of layoffs across Elkhart and LaGrange counties. Suppliers that made cabinetry and axles are shuttering one by one, their temporarily closed signs turning permanent as orders vanish. Each closure ripples outward. Fewer shifts mean fewer paychecks. Fewer paychecks mean fewer buyers. For the industry, it's a warning shot. When production slows this sharply, parts availability follows. Simple repairs that once took a week now stretch into months. Service bays are waiting on back-ordered windows, water pumps, and electrical panels that may never arrive. That means even new owners can't count on fast fixes when problems hit. The system isn't just slowing, it's stalling. And while workers go home, tow trucks are just getting started. The repo conveyor. Across the country, transport trucks haul away motorhomes that families can no longer afford to keep. The loans that looked safe during the pandemic, 10-year notes at low teaser rates, have turned toxic as interest costs rise. Banks are tightening policies fast. A leaked internal memo from a national lender shows new minimum credit scores jumping by 50 points since January. For buyers who stretched to the limit in 2021, that shift means foreclosure instead of refinancing. Every repossession feeds the same conveyor belt of losses. The lender writes off part of the loan, the motorhome moves to a wholesale auction, and prices drop again. This self-feeding loop adds thousands of units each month to a market already drowning in supply. It's good news for bargain hunters, but grim for stability. Repos distort prices so badly that even healthy dealerships can't find footing. When desperation replaces demand, the whole chain bends under its own weight. But not every repossession tells the truth about its past. Hidden corpses. Under those bright auction lights, some motorhomes gleam like new but carry invisible scars. After every hurricane or flood season, insurers quietly total out thousands of units. Many of them reappear months later, scrubbed clean, retitled in different states, and sold as lightly used. These are the industry's hidden corpses. Rigs that look solid until you lift a panel or catch a faint smell of mildew on a humid morning. Cross-checking VIN numbers through the National Motor Vehicle Title Information System exposes plenty of them, yet many buyers never bother to look. Moisture meters, insulation scans, and full undercarriage inspections can reveal what sales photos hide. A bargain that seems too good usually is. Behind the polish may be corroded wiring or warped flooring that no warranty will touch. For cautious buyers, the protection lies in proof. Real records, not promises. The flood didn't just hit factories and dealers. It left ghosts in the marketplace. Now that you know what to avoid, here's how to spot the real value. Number vision. In a collapsing market, emotion loses money and math saves it. Every motorhome has two prices, the one printed on the sticker and the one proven by data. To see the real value, start where dealers hate you looking, at the numbers. Sites like JD Power and Black Book list average sale prices, not wishful retail tags. Compare those with auction results, and patterns emerge. A 2023 model that retails for $120,000 may have traded last week at $85,000 under the hammer. That $35,000 gap is the truth of the market. Build a simple formula. Auction average plus modest transport, and prep costs equals the fair price floor. Anything higher is a motion tax. When you speak in figures, sales staff listen differently. They know you've done the homework, and homework beats hype every time. Knowing value is half the battle. The other half is leverage. Power of liquidity. In a tightening credit market, cash isn't just king, it's camouflage. Dealers rely on financing to pad profits through rate markups and lender incentives. When you pay in full, those layers vanish, exposing their true margins. A dealer worksheet from a southern chain recently leaked, showing that a $100,000 finance deal netted almost $8,000 in back-end bonuses, while a cash sale cut that profit nearly in half. That's why cash buyers rarely hear the lowest price first. Timing and silence create advantage. If you walk in flashing funds, the game changes. Wait until the very end of negotiation to reveal it. Dealers under pressure to close floor plan loans care more about clearing space than collecting interest. In the right week, cash can shave 8 to 12% off the price. Real money in your pocket, not theirs. But misjudge the moment, and even cash can lose its edge. But even cash fails if you buy in the wrong week. If you want to stay ahead of the next market wave, before prices spike again, hit subscribe right now. This channel tracks the real numbers, the dealer moves, and the warning signs the big networks always miss. Stay sharp, stay subscribed. Timing windows. Every market runs in cycles, and the motorhome trade is no exception. The best deals follow predictable tides. The first window opens in late winter, when dealers slash inventory before spring shipments arrive. Holding costs and insurance deadlines push managers to unload older stock quietly, sometimes below cost, just to clean the books. The second window opens in early autumn when new models hit the lots. Last year's units instantly lose their shine, and incentives pile up to move them fast. Industry shipment charts confirm it. Volume peaks in February and September, and wholesale prices dip within weeks of those surges. Walk in during those off-peak stretches, and you hold the upper hand. Wait even 2 extra weeks, and the same coach can drop 5 or 10,000. Dealers plan by calendar. Smart buyers counter with timing. In this market, your best tool isn't luck, it's a calendar. Timing's half the game. Geography finishes it. Regional radar. The crash hasn't hit every state evenly. Liquidation pressure shows up first where production runs deepest: Indiana, Texas, and Florida. Around Elkhart, Indiana, factory overstock sits stacks behind chain link fences, quietly marked dealer transfer. In Texas, near major auction hubs, big chains are slashing margins to keep lenders calm. Florida's coastal dealerships, facing off-season tourism and high storage costs, are practically begging for offers. The data proves it. Advertised discounts average 15% higher in those regions than in western states. Travel a few hundred miles, and you might save the cost of the trip 3 times over. Keep watch for listings that mention floor plan reduction or aged stock. Those are signals of panic pricing. But act fast once the pattern appears. Liquidation zones dry up quickly once wholesalers step in. The smartest buyers follow desperation like weather, moving where the pressure drops first. Now let's rank which motorhomes actually hold up. Hierarchy of decay. Not every motorhome is falling at the same speed. The data now paints a clear pyramid of depreciation. At the top, luxury Class A coaches, the giants built for prestige, are dropping more than 30% in resale value within a single season. Their diesel engines, complex electronics, and expensive slide-out systems make ownership costly once warranties expire. Beneath them, Class C models show a slower decline of about 20%. Still painful, but manageable. They're smaller, more practical, and easier to sell locally. Towables and travel trailers sit at the base of the pyramid, losing around 10 to 12%, often holding value better than their larger cousins simply because they're affordable to tow and store. The simplest rigs are aging the slowest. The higher the sticker, the steeper the fall, and that's the math no salesperson will admit. Knowing which tier to target turns depreciation into a tool, not a trap. Once you pick your class, you need to name your price. Offer discipline. Negotiation isn't about charm, it's about arithmetic. The winning formula is simple. Start from the current wholesale value, subtract estimated repair costs, then remove a small buffer for the unknown. That number becomes your ceiling, not your opening. Dealers expect emotion. They don't expect precision. When you speak in figures instead of feelings, the entire tone of the table shifts. A sample worksheet from a Midwest auction shows how it works. A 2022 motorhome wholesaling at $70,000 with $2,000 in visible wear and a 10% buffer lands a smart bid at $61,000. Anything higher is charity. Silence is your second weapon. State your number once, then stop talking. The longer the pause, the cheaper the deal becomes. Most sellers fear silence more than low offers. In a market built on panic, patience is profit. But one missed document can erase all that profit. Close or walk. The final handshake is where most buyers lose money. Before you sign anything, verify the basics. The title must match the serial number, the VIN must clear the National Insurance Crime Bureau, and every warranty promise must appear in writing. Dealers sometimes hide key conditions in small print or claim a repair is covered later. If it's not in the paperwork, it doesn't exist. Bring a moisture meter and check for soft flooring. Open every vent and insist on a road test. A coach that looks perfect under lights can reveal leaks or power faults within minutes of moving. Never rush the close because the seller has another buyer. That line is theater. True scarcity doesn't live in a glut of 3 million units. Protecting your wallet means walking away when the deal turns cloudy. Confidence is knowing that a better option always waits at the next lot. You've protected the deal. Now, here's what the next month decides. The stability mirage. Industry analysts want you to believe the worst is over, but the numbers disagree. Shipment forecasts for the next quarter still exceed expected demand by nearly 20%, and repossessions are climbing into record territory. That means more inventory, not less, will flood the system in the next 30 days. Hold cash, track listings weekly, and wait for lenders to pressure dealers into deeper markdowns. Prices haven't bottomed, they're still sinking toward reality. This isn't panic, it's preparation. Every crash feels like the end until the next correction proves it wasn't. Right now, patience is power. Let the oversupply do the work for you. When the noise dies down, the smart, calm buyer steps in and wins. So that's the truth behind the motorhomes crash no one wanted to talk about. Millions of like-new motorhomes dumped for pennies, while dealers and lenders scramble to survive. But this isn't over. The next 30 days could. Decide where prices bottom out, or how far they fall next. If you've seen crazy markdowns or empty lots near you, drop a comment below. Your story helps expose what's really happening out there. If this video opened your eyes, smash that like button and hit subscribe so you don't miss the next wave of updates, leaks, and insider breakdowns. We're tracking this market in real time, from factory floors to auction lanes, and you'll want to know before the next crash hits. Stay sharp, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next one.